Where did it start? Which year? Can you tell us about the story of Neoss?
Yeah, I can do. I mean, the story is that it was founded by two people. There was one person that was a clinician, and his name was Neil Meredith, or is, I would say, Neil Meredith. He also developed another product that you might have heard about. It's called Östra. It's a measurement of stability of dental implants, and then he went on to having ideas about implants, and together with an engineer that actually worked at Nobel Biocare at the time. His name is Fredrik Engman. They started Neoss together, and Neil was living in the UK. So there's one kind of, let's say, the administrative office is in Harrogate, UK, and the development and research is all based in Gothenburg, like 500 meters from the dental school.
Okay.
So Fredrik is there. Neil Meredith has since left the company, but Fredrik is still, the chief technology officer of Neoss, and all development and product research and product development is done out of the office in Gothenburg, and all the implants are manufactured in Sweden. So basically, we are a very, very, very strong root and strong. What to say, affiliation to it's not really, but a strong connection, I would say, to Swedish dentistry. So that's how it started, and it was started 2000. Really, the company was started 2002, and we have our 20 years anniversary with the meeting that we call Neoss Integrate.
Yeah.
In Gothenburg in June to celebrate the 20 years of the company.
Yeah. It will be so interesting. I think I will be there.
I hope you will, It's going to be not only education, but it's going to be fun as well.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
What are the memorable moments the company has encountered during its process?
I think it's, I mean, this is, I since I've been in the company a little bit more of a year, so I think the memorable moments is in the company. What I've heard is that, of course, when you treat the first patient, it's very, very memorable. The first patient treated, and if everything goes well, the patient will join us at the anniversary as well. So I think it's important to see what's the follow-up on the first patient, and it looks good. But the memorable moments, is when you are launching new products, new developments, which the company has done. I think the level of innovation is very, very high, and then the opening of big markets, like starting in Germany, starting in the US. Are very, very big, very, very big moments. I mean, for me, it was very big then earlier this year when we opened our own business in China, for example. That's big. And I think my biggest moments, and it's not only in Neoss, but also in other companies, is always when I talk to customers that are happy with what we're doing for them.
Yeah.
And seeing patients that are benefiting from procedures that we are working with, that's always big. But I think that Neoss 20-year anniversary will be a big moment as well.
Yes, and you talked a little bit about Integrate, but can you tell us a little bit more about it? What is it about? What will happen, and who will be there?
No, I think when we start to think about the meeting, I think it is important to celebrate achievements, and this is the company that has, roots from a clinician and from an engineer, and very much based on the innovations and the product side. And we were then talking about what is important, and that's why we came up with the name Neoss Integrate, because this is about integration, and you can really take it back all the way to also integration, that is a part of what's happening in the human body, but it's also about integrate between people. It's an integration about people, because all of it is to have people that are interested in the same topics and might be users of the same implant system to get together. You know, a lot of the things that's happening in the meeting like this is as much between people than what you learn from stage, right? So, or discussing. So it's about integration and networking, and also to integrate education together with having some fun. You know,
Of course.
it has to be. You know, so what we do is that we have, I think, we have a good education program. We have like pre-conference where you can meet with a speaker and you know, in groups of like 20. We have what we call breakfast meetings. That there is a speaker that they are limited to 10 or 15 people. So it's basically more or less a round table discussion or a few slides, but it's really to get access to someone that really knows what they're talking about. Because when you talk to 500 people, which we believe will be the number of people in that meeting, you know, then it's more like a cathedral presentation. Even if you can give some questions, it's not really the close access that many people want to have. So we have a mix of that. We have the opinion that we have is that lectures should not be too long, so they are about 20-25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then instead we have more speakers, you know. So because even if you talk about the same topic, if you have more speakers giving their view on the same topic, it's usually more interesting than having one speaker talking a lot. Yeah. So it also means that you have to wake up in between the different you know, changes on stage, right? So but we think we want to have it active, interactive, and to get people to meet and to be together. So, and we also think Gothenburg is a good place. It was the, you know, we should not forget that it was the birthplace with Professor Bronemark of modern dental implantology, and that is the place. You know, even if you are at Karolinska, you know, you have to admit that Gothenburg was the place where most of the implant development happened. So we think it's a good place, you know.
Yes.
So that's what it's all about, and I think it's what we are planning for is to have the good interaction, good education, and some fun.
It sounds very fun and interesting. Is it the first time you have such of a kind of event, or?
Now, Neoss has had events. It has been a couple of events, and I know that there's been in Italy and they've been in the US, but this is the first kind of event like this that Neoss has ever done.
Okay. Do you have some advice you want to give to dental students?
No, I think I mean, advice is that one should never forget, you know, that there's a patient, you know, that what you're doing is actually helping people, you know. And sometimes I know when I went to dental school, it became sometimes very much into procedures, and you thought about the teeth or the tooth more than you thought about the human being behind the tooth, you know.
Yes.
You were completely focused on the mouth, right? And I think that what I learned over the years is that there's always this human being that really has a need and they want to get help, and that we should never forget that. Then I think that dentistry overall is something that it's important that one try to do in the lifetime, you know, learn more. That the dental education, even if it feels a lot, you know, spend like a lot of years and I'm tired of this, I should not learn more. I think that the most happy dentists I've seen over the years are the ones that continue to develop themselves. You know, so I mean, if you get out of dental school and you have to get set in new ways, and it takes a few years to accommodate, but you know, try to continue to learn, because what I've seen over all my years in dentistry is that the dentistry that was taught when I went to dental school is not at all the dentistry that is today. They're completely different tools.
Yes.
I mean, you have the same kind of indication, okay? But the solution and how you do it is very, very different. And so it's really important to keep up with technology and keep up an ongoing learning, you know, all the way. And I think also that the structure of dentistry has changed, and who knows what's going to happen in the future. When I left dental school, it was very much. And in the Swedish situation, you had folktandvården and you had private practice. But then during the years, we have praktikertjänst. You have now we have the DSOs. I don't actually know what you call them in Swedish, but the groups, the chains, the big dental groups that is growing very quickly. And who knows what kind of structure we would have in 40 years from now. So I think it's just to keep up with it. There are changes, but most changes I've seen are very, very positive, actually.
Yeah.
So stay on it, I mean, a lot of my, and there are many different versions on how you want to develop as a dentist when you go for work. And I think depending on what you like to work with, try to do an area of dentistry that you really enjoy. I mean, usually, if you like to do something, you do a better job than if you do things that you don't like. And dentistry gives a lot of things, that areas you can specialize in. But even if you don't specialize, you can be, enjoy some things more than others. So it's a good choice, But try to be on top of development and what's going on. It's much more fun, I think.
Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you for your time. It was such a pleasure to get to know you and the company as well.
My pleasure, So I hope to see you in June in Gothenburg. Thanks, Daniela.
The same to you. Thanks.